As soon as I grew up, apartments $2,000, but when I was 13, they were only $500. My mom was living out in Lehigh for $550 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Everything is getting so expensive, man, from healthcare to housing. I mean, even dating is the most expensive it's ever been. Welcome to the channel, man. My name is Quan. Welcome to the Quan Bailey Show, man. It's a channel where we review social issues going on around the world, basically through this thing we call the internet, all right? I haven't been here for a while, but as a part of my pledge for the great lock-in of 2025, which is taking this fourth quarter of the year and to making a tangible goal, my goal is to post on this channel every day, letting you guys know what I think and feel about the world around us and having a positive-based conversation about the world that we live in. I want you to be honest and open. This is a safe space, but I'm a person that looks at the world from a little bit more of a positive lens, but I also am not afraid to talk and be a little bit more serious. I have other channels where I do things in fitness and stuff like that, but today we're talking about the cost to live in America, man. I live in California, man. My rent is about $4,300 a month. My business rent is about $1,000. My insurance is about $500. So I pay quite a bit in bills every month. I mean, me and my girl together, over $7,000 in bills. It's pretty crazy. But to get this thing started, man, let's look at a video that I saw that was just the average cost of rent in Los Angeles. The average cost, all right? That's across all of the sprawling Los Angeles area. Let's take a look.
Just in case you're wondering how much an apartment in California costs, this lovely place has a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, and is renting for $2,779.
Okay, so $2,779 for that place to rent. That is absolutely crazy, guys. Like, what are we even doing? That's just to rent that place, right? The average rent is around that price. That $2,800 is about the average rent here in Los Angeles. There's a typo on top. It says $2,279. $2,279 for that, I think is decent, but $2,700, yikes. Almost $2,800, yikes. But that's in a normal neighborhood in LA. This isn't like a super fancy neighborhood, just a normal area. These are the things that we're dealing with right now, guys. So I would say this is why I look at moving abroad and looking at other places to live. And we're going to be covering stuff like that on this as well. Comment a place down below that you would like to live in, and we can look at the cost of living there as well in another video. So let's look at this next video from a woman talking about how things have changed in just her short life. All right, let's get it.
As soon as I grew up, apartments $2,000, but when I was 13, they were only $500. My mom was living out in Lehigh for $550 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now all of a sudden, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath is fucking $2,500, and how y'all expect me to pay for that? The debt to income ratio is still the same, so why is the rent so fucking high? And y'all don't even own these buildings either, so what you charging me all this money for? I know your mortgage is not that high on it. That's just like back in the day, if you had bad credit, or let's say you just had broke a lease on an apartment, you can go get an apartment. You know, you go talk to Mr. John, and Mr. John gonna help you, him and Miss Mary. Nowadays, they say, man, fuck you, go to court. They said you better go to the courthouse and try to get that eviction expunged off your record. Are you serious right now? Like, and then they wonder why everybody's staying at home with their mama. You judging the bitch because they at home with their mama. What am I supposed to do? I'm sorry that I'm 21 with no credit and they don't want to let me get no place. Like, it's not my fault. The criteria is a lot harder now than it was back in the day. Back in the day, if you had $1,500, you was in a house. Point blank, period.
Well, I love what she had to say here, guys, because at the end of the day, as someone who's had 2 evictions myself and, paid off over $70,000 in debt, all of that good stuff. I have about $6,000 left now. So, that's a problem. But to get up an apartment now, every building is now a luxury apartment, right? They need you to make like 3.5 times the rent to get a place. Like, how are young people supposed to do that? How are people in general, right? She's saying she went from $500 a month when she was a kid, and she's 21 now. So in 8-9 years, it went from $500 to $2,500 for a 3-bedroom spot. Now, I think wherever she's from, I don't know where Lehigh is, but I'm guessing where she's from to where she's moving to, there's probably a difference in price along with inflation, along with so many other factors, but it's seriously something that people need to talk about. Right now, it's just so hard for people to survive, and I honestly think her crash out there is a valid crash out, folks. So now we're gonna move on to another one where a man is facing a 344% rent increase. I need y'all to comment down below if you've seen a rent increase anywhere near that, all right? Let's have a look and see what he has to say.
I don't believe it's fair what they're doing.
Neil Hutchinson has been renting an apartment in North Beach for 6 years, but he's about to lose it.
I don't know where I'm going to go.
Neil has been paying $1,800 a month rent, but his landlady recently informed him she was raising the rent to $8,000 a month.
Complete shock and devastation. I had no idea it could be that much.
Wait. We're gonna come right back. I don't usually pause the videos, but 344% increase, 1,800 to 8,000. What are we even doing, bro? Let's let's get back to it. This is absolutely wild though. This should be illegal, but capitalism is what it is. I'm all about, making money and providing for yourself and even being able to increase prices of things over time. But a tenant that's been there for 6 years to increase his rent by that much almost seems predatory in a sense. But you guys let me know what you think down below.
Right up there.
The apartment is 3 bedrooms with bay views in an area where 3-bedroom apartments rent for an average of $6,800 a month. But the building is more than 100 years old and a bit run down.
Their claim is that I am not covered under rent control, and I don't agree. I don't see how it's possible, and I'm not.
They're saying you weren't the primary renter.
True. I was not on the original lease, but I did turn in an application. I was given no notice that I was a subtenant.
Neil, a union video engineer, says he can't afford $8,000 a month, so he could be evicted in a matter of weeks before the rent board can even hear his case.
So him not being the original tenant, in my opinion, does mean that they're right. He is not protected under, where your rent doesn't go up, your rent control. But I will say, that's still such a big jump. And San Francisco's out of its mind. That's why the homeless problem there and the drug problem there is so crazy, right? Like, I mean, $6,800 for rent is insane. Like, that's some of the craziest rent I've seen. I'm going to show you a place here in LA that's about $8,000 a month here in a second. But like, what are people supposed to do for jobs? I mean, jobs, we know the job market is trash. People, I have people in my family who haven't worked in 6 or 7 years and are just struggling to get by, right? I know people who went to college with me who haven't had a job since 2021, 2022, and they're, haven't had a job in their career in years. They're working doors at restaurants and stuff. So, I mean, we're in a really tough spot right now. And I just, comment down below if you feel comfortable sharing what your rent is down, right now. Mine is $4,300. Let me know what yours is. We have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment here in a really decent, really nice area within like a quarter mile from the beach. So, I mean, you get what you pay for, right? So I'm cool with the rent price. But my first apartment I ever had back in 2014 when I was 22 years old was $925 1-bedroom in the Albany Park neighborhood of Chicago. And you could have bought that unit for $50,000. So, I mean, it's pretty crazy to see how much things are changing in just 10, 11 years, right? So I just feel very hopeless for a lot of people, but I also feel very motivated to try to make more money, be more, and chase my dreams, right? I'm a social media content creator. Most of my 70% of my income now comes from social media. In different parts of the year, it's like 50%. So, between my private training business and this, I do pretty well for myself. But that's why I always tell people, post on social media. I'm sitting here watching videos with you guys. Like, there are ways for you to make extra income. Use the internet to your advantage. And everyone doesn't need to be an influencer, but you still have something valuable that people are willing to watch. They've been doing 57 million seasons of reality TV. You don't think somebody will watch you so you can make a little extra cash, man? You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get to this next one, guys. Let's get to this next one. All right, next one here. We've got an apartment in the Silver Lake neighborhood, which is a little bit east here in LA. And I'm gonna play the video. I'm gonna mute the music so we can talk. All right, we're looking at a 3-bed, 3.5-bath place, $8,500 a month. Let me know down below if you think this place is worth it. I mean, it's very spacious. They don't say what the square feet is, but it looks nice. I don't like that the view is overlooking the freeway. That backyard looks a little bit run down, but it is what it is. Going back inside now, we're looking at the kitchen. Kitchen looks really, really good. Walking to the back. Okay, kitchen looks good. I love the double washer and dryer. We pay $4,300 and we don't have a washer and dryer in unit, but we do have AC though, which is something that a lot of people don't have, even paying that much money here. All right, cool. And this is to rent. This is not to own. This is $8,500 a month for this 3-bed, 3.5-bath place. Now, it looks like it's newly or at least recently renovated within the last 5 years or so. I feel like all renovations have kind of stayed the same. Like, nothing has really progressed in the last 5 years to make me think it's more modern, but it's definitely very, very nice. I personally think, just from looking at these closets and these other rooms, is that a room if it doesn't have a window? I feel like that's against code, but hey, what do I know? These rooms look nice, but I don't know if I could pay almost 10 racks for an apartment, bro. I don't know, man. I look at places like Barcelona, I look in Madrid, I look in, even like Berlin. I see places like this for $3K, and that's still a lot, but like, this is insane. I know it's Euro, so it's a little bit more, but still. Beautiful place though. Let me know what you guys think of this one down below. Okay, so I did tell you earlier that we were going to talk about some medical stuff, right? We're gonna get to this guy's surgery here in a second, but we got one more thing. This influencer made a very interesting video today that really touched my heart, and he talked about the cost of food, okay? We're gonna go from eating out, getting a bagel, and then we're gonna wrap this video up, folks, with the video talking about the cost of medical care, all right? Again, comment places you want me to check out down below. Comment some other issues you want me to talk about dating, you want to talk about finance, please let me know. Again, the name is Quan. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Quan Bailey Show. All right, next one.
We have an issue. Sausage, egg, and cheese from a bagel. $6.50. For free, thankfully. For fuck's sake, for free, finally. Something for free. Another sausage, egg, and cheese. $6.50. I got a water bottle. And a Diet Sprite. $17.50. $17.50. That's a problem. I looked at the guy. I'm like, that's my total? He goes, yeah, $17.50. I'm like, 2 bagels and a Diet Sprite and a water, $17.50? He goes, yeah, brother. This is how much someone makes an hour. I have someone's minimum wage in my hand. This is someone's minimum wage. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is someone's minimum wage. This is someone's minimum wage.
Look, I understand this frustration fully. $17.50, of course, is, in my opinion, not enough for minimum wage. And of course, if you're older and you're like, that was a lot for us, guys, with inflation, that's nothing. And honestly, as someone who has made minimum wage the majority of their life until maybe the last 3 or 4 years, living on minimum wage is tough. But again, before I break down this video, minimum wage was never designed to be what you lived on forever, right? Those jobs are typically stepping stones, but there aren't even any more advanced jobs available right now. And also, things happen. People, in my opinion, though it wasn't meant to be lived on, people should be able to live on their minimum wage. This is absolutely crazy. But to think a bagel and cheese, 2 bagels and cheese and a pop, being $17, $17.50 is insane. I mean, back when I was a kid, I'm 33, but I just remember being like 20, 21, 22 when I was making like $9 an hour at the gym training. No, it was $12 an hour, it was $9 after taxes. $9 an hour training, I could still go to like a bar, restaurant and get like a $5 burger beer combo at the end of work. I could still go out to the trucks outside and get a bagel like this for $4, $4.50 a bagel. And if I got those 2 things together and a drink, it'd be like $10, which felt expensive to me at the time. But to think in just a decade, that is now $17. That is what, a 40-some% increase? That's a lot, man. Like, no, that's more. Oh my gosh, I got to do my math right. That's like an 80% increase in price in just a decade. This is the problem. This is why people are complaining about not having money. This is why people are complaining about feeling like they're suffocating. This is where it comes from, bro. You know what I mean? This is why we have to talk about these things. This is why people are suffering, and we need to do something and find ways for people to make better income, save, whatever it is. We got to figure something out. You guys comment solutions down below for me, all right? All right, let's get to this next video. Final video of the day, the video that inspired me to make this video in general. A man, I think, has a broken arm, and he's going to talk about how much his surgery costs to fix it. Let's get it.
I just found out the surgery to try to fix my arm is going to cost more than $400,000. The hospital sent me this estimate over this morning, and when I first looked at it, I thought there had to be some kind of mistake. Like they had sent me somebody else's, but no, they're saying the surgery is going to cost $403,859.84. And this is actually on the low end of what this surgery runs. Now, I knew brachial plexus repair and nerve transfers were specialty surgeries, but more than $400,000? And out of that, hospital fees, $318,000, physician fees, $85,000. So this is an outpatient treatment. I'm literally going in, getting the surgery, and then walking out. I'm not even staying overnight, and it is more than $300,000 in hospital fees. Now, obviously, I can't pay $400,000, and I do have insurance, so insurance is going to pay $398,957.73, which leaves me on the hook for $4,902.11. Now, this is meeting my out-of-pocket max. Now, when I got insurance, I didn't know what I was supposed to get, so I got something with a low deductible, but about a $10,000 out-of-pocket max, not realizing that I was going to have to pay the max. Like, I thought once you got past your deductible, you didn't have to pay anything, and I was wrong. That's why I've already billed for over $5,000. Now I'm going to have this $4,900 added to that. And I'm really lucky that I have a payment plan, because otherwise, like, they would just have to come take all my stuff, because there's no way I could pay all this in cash. So I have 2 payment plans for the hospital, one for UVA imaging where I got the MRIs. I have another payment plan for the hospital down in Florida where I went because they thought I had an infection. And all this comes up to an insane amount of money every month. So the lesson of the day is that motorcycles may be fun and they may be exciting, but they are a lot more expensive than you could ever realize if you happen to lay one down.
got no motorcycle accident, right? But I'm gonna say this, yes, it's expensive. Thank God he has insurance. I'm a person that doesn't have medical insurance. It's expensive, it is what it is. I run my business, I'm working on ways to figure that out and fix that, but it is what it is. But to think that he simply fell off his bike or got in an accident and now has to pay $405,000 just to get his arm fixed. It sounds like it's a little bit of a specialty, but still, $400,000 to fix a broken arm? Absolutely diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. My girlfriend was sick a couple of weeks ago and we were looking at the cost to get her seen, and it was thousands of dollars. Like, to get the tests that she needed, the scans, thousands of dollars, bro. I broke my wrist earlier this year. I wore a splint. I just clicked it trying to show you. I self-treated, and luckily I have very strong bones. It was a minor fracture, but I had to treat myself because I couldn't afford to go to the doctor. I have a tooth that's infected, a dental issue here, infected tooth. I can't afford to get the $10,000 surgery that I need right now. Yes, my bills are expensive. Yes, you could say move, blah, blah. Guys, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, I promise. But this is the reality of the situation. His insurance, it seems like he has full coverage, still makes him have to pay $5,000 after they cover $390K. Yes, doctors and stuff make money and they should make money, but where my girlfriend's from in Germany, it's nowhere near as expensive. Yes, I know that means more taxes. Yes, I know that there are pros and cons to everything, but this healthcare thing is getting out of control, just like the cost of everything else. $400,000 for a broken arm or an arm injury is absolutely diabolical. And don't even get me started on normal housing prices. Don't get me started on everything else, but I thought this would be a great video to get you guys back on here. We're at 90 subscribers. My goal for the channel going into the end of this challenge, the end of the year, I would like to be at least 500 subscribers by January 1st. That's the goal. So this month, I would like to get from 90 to maybe 150. Maybe we can get a little traction. So with that being said though, man, I appreciate and love you guys. Thank you for joining me for the video, man. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. We're going to be filming these things, going crazy, having a good time. I truly appreciate you guys' love and support. I truly appreciate anyone who takes the time to watch some videos with me where we can discuss what's going on in the world. And yeah, man, if you see anything that you want me to cover, shoot me a DM on IG at Train with Quan. I check my filtered ones all the time, so send me some videos. I'll gladly put them in videos. I'll put them in there and I'll credit you down below. And I'll credit to all the content creators, man. All these videos I saw, bro. I'm gonna try to credit them down below. If I don't get to it today, I will get to it in the next couple of days. We're just trying to figure out a system to get these videos doing. With that being said though, man, I appreciate and love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much for rocking with me, and man, we gotta figure out a way to make some money, baby. This is getting crazy. All right, guys, see you in the next one. Thanks, folks.